Right, learn objective, please. Pause while you're doing that, then press play when you have. Okay. Right, so we're going to be multiplying, multiplying fractions, including mixed numbers. Okay. Before we do that, I just want us to remind us from last lesson. Okay, when we're subtracting, and this will help us when we're doing today's work actually. Okay, when we're subtracting mixed numbers. Now this is a mixed number because it is a mix of a whole number and a fraction. It's a mix of a whole number and a fraction, so they're called mixed numbers. And of course 7/3 is called an improper fraction because the top number is bigger than the bottom. Improper, top heavy as well, some people call it, don't they? Okay, so right, so we've got here this fraction here. Now remember, when we're dealing with mixed numbers, with subtraction, and the same with multiplication and division, but we'll come to those. When we are dealing with mixed numbers and subtraction, we turn our mixed number into an improper fraction. So remember, that's 3, the bottom number, the denominator, times the whole number, add 1. So 3 times 2 is 6 and 1 is 7. So it becomes 7/3 minus 1 times 5 is 5 and 3 is 8, 8/5. So that's our first step, isn't it? Okay, that's the first step to turn it into an improper fraction. And then we need to put them into the common denominator, don't we? And I can see that 3 doesn't go into 5. But 3 times 5 is 15, so I'm going to put them into 15ths. 7/3 is how many 15ths? So I'm timesing by 5, timesing by 5. So I got 35 15ths. Okay, and then I've got 8/5 equals how many 15ths? So I'm timesing by 3, do the same to the top, times by 3, 24. 24/15, I subtract them. 35 take away 24 is 11. Okay, so the answer is 11/15. So remembering that comes from, okay, when we're doing subtraction and adding, it's all about the common denominator, isn't it? Okay, and we're turning it into a mixed number. Sorry, turn the mixed numbers into improper fractions as well. Okay, so let's just wipe that out quickly. I'll just find my bold rubber in a second. Can you just please see if you can remember how to do that with this one? Okay, have a go at this one. 4.5 minus 2 2/3. So first step, mixed number to improper fraction, then common denominator. So I'll do that in case you can't remember. So that's your first step, improper fractions, and then common denominator, and that is your next step, isn't it? Okay, use those to help you. Okay, off you go with that. Pause it while you do that, please. Everyone, make sure you do it. Okay, don't just ignore this. Have a go, please. Even if you get it wrong, by having a go, you're going to be much closer next time. Okay, press play when you're done, please. Right, very quickly. So first of all, turn them into improper fractions. 2 times 4, add 1. 9/2 minus 2 times 3 is 6. 7, 8/3. Okay, so that's the first thing. The next step is common denominator. So let's just do that down here. 2 times 3 is 6. I know that both 2 and 3 go into 6, so I'm going to turn them into 6. 9/2 equals how many 16ths? Times by 3, 9, 18, 27. 27/6. Okay, and then we've got 8/3 equals how many 6ths? So we times it by 2, times it by 2, 16 is the 16. 16/6, and then we can take them away. Okay, so we know the answer is going to be in 6ths. So the answer is 27 take away 16, okay, which is 11. So 11/6. Now remember, with 11/6, we are 11/6 is an improper fraction because the top number is bigger than the bottom. So we're going to turn them back into a mixed number. How many 6s in 11? 1, remainder 5, 1 and 5, 6. So if we've got either of those, brilliant. Okay, really delighted. If you kind of got some of it, that's great, because we will be so much closer to getting it next time. Okay, don't worry if you don't get it this time. Okay, but the more you practice, the closer you get to it next time. Right, so now ignore all that, because now we do multiplying. Okay, so when we multiply in fractions, they're easier. Okay, so if I got 3/4 times 2/5, okay, all I have to do is multiply the numerators and multiply the denominators. So I go along the top. 3 times 2 is 6. 4 times 5 is 20. Okay, so it's as simple as that. I just multiply along the top. So this becomes 3 times 2, and this is 4 times 5. So ignore what you've learned about adding and subtracting. The rules are different. We don't worry about common denominators, and that makes our life easier. I can simplify this again, can't I? 6/20, halve them both, 3/10. So I've simplified that to 3/10. So again, let's do another one. Okay, let's do another one. Let's do, and again, it can be, so 4/5 times 2/3. I don't need to worry about common denominators. This is much easier. I just multiply the top numbers together, the denominators. The numerators. 4 times 2 is 8. Then I multiply the denominators. 5 times 3 is 15. 8/15. Can't even simplify anymore. Okay, simple as that. Okay, multiply across. If you can simplify, simplify. Could you please do these 3 questions? Please do these 3 questions. It shouldn't take you too long. Okay, and pause the video while you're doing those, and then we will move on from there. Okay. Press play when you're done. Right, so look, let's just times across. 3 times 2 is 6. 4 times 3 is 12. Oh, can I simplify that? I can, can't I? Because the top number is half of the bottom number, so that makes it a half. Okay, a half. Okay, so I'm happy with 6/12, but please try and remember to simplify as well. Let's look at the next one. 4 times 3 is 12. Okay, 4 times 3 is 12. Change this pen a second. 4 times 3 is 12. Okay, 5 times 10 is 50. Okay, 12 and 50. Now I know I can definitely simplify this because they're both even numbers. So if I half both, half of 12 is 6, half of 50 is 25. Can I go again? I don't think I can. 3, no. No, we'll leave it at that. 6/15. And again on the bottom, we're just timesing along the top. 2 times 3 is 6. 7 times 4, this is where our times tables help, isn't it? 7 4 is 28. Again, I can see that they're both even numbers. Okay, so I know if I halve them, I can halve them 3/14. Okay, so really quite straightforward multiplying fractions, easier than adding and subtracting. Okay, easier than adding and subtracting. Okay, right. However, of course, they're going to get more difficult, aren't they? Right, let's have a little look at, let me just get that in place. Right, so let's sort of, if we have bigger numbers, so say for example we've got 9, let's get rid of that pen, 9/15. Let's get rid of that pen. Let's try again. 9/15, and we times that by, and let's times that by 5. I'll just put 5/3. Okay, I know that's an improper fraction, but don't worry about it. Okay, now if I was to do this one, I've got 9 times 5 is 45. Oh, hang on, let me just change this a second. Let's put 30 over 18. Okay, 30 over 18. Okay, so now I've got to do 9 times 30, which, okay, that's not too bad to do because it's got a 0, so that's 270. And then I've got 15 times 18, and that's quite hard. I think so. 10 times it's going to be 100. Oh, I've done it again. Sorry, let me try it again. I'm making these numbers up. It would have been another one. It would have been, anyway. Right, let's go for 7/20ths. I'll multiply that by, let's go with, that's why I was getting it sort of mixed up, isn't it? Let's go with 30 over 70. Let's go for that, okay? And hopefully it doesn't give me a ridiculous answer again. Right, okay. Now, if I have to do this, I'm going 7 times 30 is 210, and 20 times 70, that's 1,400. And then I'm going to simplify that, and that's not going to be easy, okay? So the whole point of this question is I'm going to show you a way to make it much easier for you, and it's something called cross simplification. So along the diagonals from one corner to a corner, and I might not be able to do it, but sometimes I can I simplify that? So what I mean by that, if this was 7/70ths, I can simplify that, can't I? Because 7 goes into both. 7 goes into 7 once and into 70 10 times. So that is a 10th. So cross simplifying is where we're simplifying the fraction, okay? So imagine that, so that 7 goes into itself once and into 70 10 times, okay? Now I've got here, I've got 20 and 30. So if I had 20 and 30 as a fraction, and I wanted to simplify, I can say, well, what goes into both? Well, 10 goes into both. I'm looking for the highest number that goes into both, isn't it? So if I divide them both by 10, I get 2/3. Okay, so crossing off the 10s, dividing both by 10. So again, 10 goes into 20 twice and goes into 33 times. So now I've made these much simpler numbers. So I've now got 1 times 3 is 3, and then 2 times 10 is 20. So actually the answer is 3/20. So that means I don't have to do 210, 1,400 and simplify, okay? So it's called cross simplifying. You're simplifying before rather than after, okay? Let me just show you another one. Okay, let me show you another one. Okay, so let's go with 11/15ths. Okay, and then let's go with times 10/22. Now again, the long way here would just to be 11 times 10. Well, that's not too bad. That's 110. 15 times 22. I think that would be, oh, again, it's not going to be a hard one to do anyway. That would be 330, but I'm going to do my cross simplifying instead. Okay, I'm going to cross simplify. So I'm going to go across 15 and 10. Is there a number that goes into both 15 and 10? So it's about like this fraction here, 10/15ths. Well, 5 goes into them both, doesn't it? So 5 goes into 10 twice and into 15 3 times, okay? And I'm going to cross simplify the other way as well. What goes into both 11 and 22? Well, 11 does, doesn't it? 11 goes into itself once and 22 twice. So 1 times 2 is 2, okay? 3 times 2 is 6. 2/6, I can simplify that again, okay, to 1/3, okay? Cross simplification. Now these questions, now some will require cross simplifications, others won't. All these require cross simplification. I'm going to start you off on the first one, okay? So you write down the question and then you draw in the arrows and see if you can cross simplify. Can I cross simplify here? I know that 10 goes into them both. Yeah, 10 goes into itself once. Can I cross simplify there? Yeah, 5 goes into them both, isn't it? Okay, 5 goes into them both, and that becomes how many 5s are in 15? 3, like that. So it's cross simplification, and from there I can work it out. Okay, finish that one off. Have a go at these. They all cross simplify. Draw the lines in. Off you go, please. Off you go with those. Pause the video while you do them, please. Pause the video while you do them. Press play when you're done. Right, okay, so let's finish this one off. So we've got 1 times 3 is 3, 5 times 3 is 15, 3 15ths. I can simplify that further, can't I? I'm happy if we've just got 3 15ths, but if you can simplify, try and simplify it. 3 goes into them both. Okay, so 3 goes into itself once, and the 15 5 times 1/5. Okay, let's look here. So can you cross simplify here? Nice and easy. So 10 goes into them both. 10 goes into itself once and 20 twice. And then we can cross simplify this way as well. 7 goes into 21. 7 goes into itself once and 21 3 times. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 3 is 3. The answer is 2/3. Okay. Otherwise, you would have had something like 140 over 210. Okay. So we'll look at the next one. Okay, last one here. So again, definitely cross simplifying. I can see there straight away 11 goes into 11 and 22, into once, twice, 3 and 30. Okay, 3 goes into itself once and the 10 times. So 1 times 2 is 2 with my new numbers. 1 times 10 is 10. 2 tenths, and I can halve those to 1/5. Okay. Right, so that is cross simplifying. Now, last step, okay, last step is then when we are using mixed numbers, okay, is multiplying with mixed numbers. And actually, if you think about it, when our starting point is exactly the same as when we're doing subtraction, okay. So let's do one that doesn't cross simplify first. Let's see if I can think of one anyway. 2.5, okay, times 1 and 2/3. I don't think that does. Okay, so if we've got that now exactly the same as when we were doing the subtraction ones earlier, okay, the first step is to put them into improper fractions. Improper fractions first. That's our first step. Improper. Okay, improper is our first step. So 2 times 2 is 4 and 1 is 5. 5 over 2 times 1 times 3 is 3 and 2 is 5. 5 over 3. Okay, so we've got our improper. Yeah. Can I cross simplify? No, I can't in this case because I'm looking sideways. 2 doesn't go into 5. 3 doesn't go, so I can't. So from there, I'm just going to work it across. So 5 times 5 is 25. Okay, 2 times 3 is 6. So I get 25 over 6. Now I have got an improper fraction here. I'm going to turn that back into a mixed number. Remember how I do that? How many times does 6 go into 25? 4. 4 6s are 24. So this remainder 1, isn't it? 4 6s are 24. So the remainder is 1. Remainder 4 and 1/6. Okay, 4 and 1/6. Right, let's do one more and then you can have a go at these last ones. Okay, let's go one that hopefully does cross simplify. Let's go 2 and 2. Let's go 3 and 1/5. 3 and 1/5. I haven't done that one. No. Times 1 and 2/8. 1 and 2/8. Okay. Right. Okay. So our first step is turn them into improper fractions. Okay. Improper. 3 times 5 is 15, and 1 is 16. 16 over 5 times 1 times 8 is 8, and 2 is 10. 10 over 8. Then I check, can I cross simplify? Because that's going to make it so much easier for me, cross simplifying. So let's have a look. Oh, I can, look, 5 and 10. 5 goes into 10. Okay, so 5 goes into itself once and into 10 twice. And then can I go in the other direction? Yeah, 8 goes into itself once and 16 twice. So 2 times 2 is 4. 1 times 1 is 1. So I've got 4 over 1. Right, 4 over 1. What is that going to be? Let's just do that a bit bigger. 4 over 1. So therefore, how many ones? It's an improper fraction. How many ones go into 4? 4. Okay, so that's 4. So if we think about it, 72 over 1 is 72. Okay, 16 over 1 is 16, because how many ones are in 16? 16. How many ones are in 72? So if there's a 1 at the bottom, if your denominator is 1, it's going to be the whole number, which is on the top, your numerator. Okay, right. Okay, I'm going to start you off on the first one. Okay, our first step is improper. I'm going to write that up here. Improper. And then I'm going to see, can I cross simplify? Can't always cross simplify. So let's have a look. 3 times 1 is 3. I'm going to put it into an improper fraction. 3 times 1 is 3 and 1 is 4. 4 over 3 times 4 times 2 is 8 and 1 is 9. 9 over 4. And I can see straight away I can cross simplify nicely here. Okay, so I'm going to cross simplify. What goes into both 3 and 9? Well, 3 goes into them both. 3 goes into 3 once and into 9 3 times. 4s. 4 goes into both 4 and 4. 4 goes into itself once, itself once. 1 times 3 is 3. 1 times 1 is 1. 3 over 1, which equals 3. Can you please do question 8 and 9? Question 8 and 9. Pause the video. Okay, while you do those, make sure you have a good go at these, please. Even if you don't get them right, having a go means you're going to get closer for next time. Okay, off we go. Right, let's have a little look, shall we? Let's have a little look. So, again, first thing, improper. 5 times 2 is 10 and 2 is 12. 12 over 5 times 4 times 6 is 24 and 1 is 25. 25 over 6. Can I cross simplify? Yes, I can, because otherwise I've got big numbers here, haven't I? Yeah. So let's have a little look here. So that comes, 6 goes into them both, into itself once, twice. 5 goes into them both, 5 goes into itself once, and that 5 goes into 25 5 times. 2 times 5 is 10. 1 times 1 is 1. 10 over 1, 10. Okay, don't worry if you haven't got there. As long as you've given it a go and you're getting closer, we'll get there next time. Okay, and that's the key to remember. Okay, let's have a look at the last one. Same thing, improper fraction. First, turn into an improper. 7 times 2 is 14 and 1 is 15. 15 over 2. 6 times 3 is 18 and 2 is 20. Times 20 over 6. Now this is slightly different in that 6 doesn't go into 15, but what number goes into both 6 and 15? Well, 3, isn't it? If I had 15 over 6, I could say, well, 3 goes into them both. Okay, and 3 does go into both. 3 goes into 6 twice and into 15 5 times. And then I can go across here. Yeah, 2 goes into 20. 2 goes into so what? So we've got 10. So now we go 50 over 2. 50 over 2. Okay. It's not much like a 50, is it? 50 over 2, and then turn that into a whole number or mixed number. How many 2's are in 50? 25. Okay, so hopefully we're getting there with these. Don't worry if we didn't get them all. Okay, once again, I'll put a little bit of extra work on the portal. So if you have got time, have a little bit of extra practice with these. Okay, now we will come back to fractions down the line. Okay, but hopefully this has helped us sort of get started on it. Okay, right. Okay, see you soon. Bye.